Hey guys, this is a general reading, but before I get into the reading or who it's for, I'm just going to say some quick messages real quick. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so some, none, or all of this may apply. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened, it could be happening now, it could happen in the future, it may not happen at all. Some, none, or all of this may apply. I can read it as you, it could be someone else close to you. I can read this as love, it can be career. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Don't make it fit if it doesn't, okay? Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to the channel. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Also, for those of you who have inquired about donations and donated to the channel, it really means a lot to me, for not only the reciprocity of energy, if this video has helped you and all of that, but just, you know, the give take of energy and everything like that. Also, for information on services, so whether donation, services, all of that, my information, PayPal information, email information, all my service information, well, most of it, I'll be updating it soon. Hopefully it will have, I'm in the middle of putting together a website, so I'll actually be able to move it over to there. But all that information is there. So please read all of it, including the disclaimer. Don't just stop at my email address and then email me. It just saves me time. I'm always willing to help somebody out, but if it's there, it saves me time. So please read all of it. But if you still have questions, obviously email me and I'll help you out. So donations, services, all of that information is in the description box below. Any decks that I'm using, I will pin as the top. I'll put the links to the I'll put the links to the decks that you can get, so you know for sure which ones you're getting in the it'll be a pinned comment in the top comment section below. Also, it's also a way to contribute to my channel. It's doing something you were already going to do and it costs you nothing extra. So if you like the deck, you already wanted the deck, you'll know exactly which one you're getting, and it's another way to help contribute to the channel, just as a way of showing gratitude at no extra cost to you, of course. So yeah, please like, share, and comment, subscribe, because between donations, between services, between liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, buying even decks through the links that I provide if you're called to them, there are all ways that help me along my healing journey, that help me heal and learn tools to learn for myself how to heal. To also then learn how to give back to others, because a lot of people, they really need help right now, and it's something that I really am being called to do. I have my master in Reiki, and so I already do that as a service, but I'll be starting to teach that in probably January or February of next year. I have 3 of my 4 shamanic directions of shamanic training done. And if everything goes according to plan in 2020, I will be doing plant spirit medicine, all of which I can either do in person or through distant healing. So it really helps with that, and I greatly appreciate it. I think that's it. Thank you for everything. And so we'll get on to the reading now. This reading is a general reading for Leo for October 2019. For Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Also, if you have significant Leo in your chart, or if you're just drawn to this video. For more of a complete picture, or if this reading doesn't resonate with you, please check out my other videos which I've already made, or any that I make in the future, of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, significant placements in your chart, or just whatever you're drawn to. Also, another quick reminder, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Sorry about my dogs. And please make sure you hit the bell, because I put out different types of videos, and sometimes YouTube is kind of weird about notifying subscribers. So it more makes sure that you get the notification whenever I put out a video. Okay. So In the center of your reading, sorry, my dogs might bark for a minute because my husband's coming home. In the center of your reading, you have the 10 of Wands. So it could be a lot of responsibilities, but I get that something's really been burdening you and really weighing you down. And so much so that you're carrying all these weights and these burdens and just, it's heavy, like to where you can't see. And what's crossing you is the King of Cups. And instantly I thought of, Scorpio. So it may not be a Scorpio. However, I just did the Scorpio reading and you did come up as a Scorpio, possibly talking to a Leo. So you may want to check out the Scorpio reading. But if not, it could be somebody who, yeah, they could be, emotional, but they're mostly in evolved form to where they're very stoic, very just not showing of their emotions. That doesn't mean to say like the King of Cups doesn't show their emotion or like have emotions, but it might be somebody who just really doesn't show their emotions. There might be a lot of things going on around them, but you just won't ever see it. Let me pull more on this King of Cups. But I think they're what has been burdening you. I think they're a little more on the manipulative side. When I was laying the cards, I decided for this reading to pull out like your energy and their energy, and of course flip-flop it as necessary. Yours is victory. I also get a lot of intuition off of this card. This also numerology wise goes down to a 10 and then a 1. So you're going back to your own beginning of a new cycle. And then you have imagine and blessed, like a gift or opportunity that you didn't really work for by spirit. I feel like even if you don't see it right now, whatever is going on is guiding you to something of your own success, something of your higher self, like your own good, like maybe even blessing in disguise here. Because this other person, situation, whatever's entity or energy, it came up as hostilities. And then they have truth be told and breathe reversed. So they may have an issue with telling the truth, like conflicted in telling the truth. They may wear a mask and maybe the truth just came out either to you or them about who they or who you are. I more get it's them. I think they have a very anxious, not settled, like I said, there's a lot going on beneath the surface, but they don't show it. So maybe, it was kind of hard for you to see it at first. They might have been emotionally manipulative. Show me about this King of Cups. Yeah, like I think they were just kind of maybe indecisive. Kind of like, do I want this? Do I want that? Just the feeling I'm getting from it is just manipulative. It could have been karmic. Or this will happen. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. Tell me about the Justice. So always apply this as necessary. I just don't think for whatever reason they or you were doing, I'm just going to say it's them, apply it as necessary. We're doing what they really should have been doing. And you decided to leave. They might have been removed from your life. But or you need to remove them from your life. I don't know. Some things make me think that they're not removed yet. Which, I mean, well, this is for October. So or that you don't see things. Some of you have seen it and some of you have not yet. But that it just may not, there may be truths that come out. I don't think they were as serious or involved or like truthful as what you thought. What about that first? Yeah, like I think they kind of had overindulgence issues. They were just more worried about themselves. They weren't emotionally mature. They held back. It was just about them, really. I mean, it was just all about them. It wasn't about you or vice versa. Like I said, apply it as necessary. So this King of Cups is not in his highest form. I think he presents, like when I was saying the stoicism, like I think he wears the face of like the King of Cups, but I think he more comes in as like the King of Wands. In the foundation of the reading, you have the Lovers and you have the Seven of Pentacles. So I think it's kind of like the falling apart of a relationship, reassessing, maybe really looking at it and being like, something's not right here, something's not working, something's not building exactly in the way that I thought it would be. And you had been trying to have patience about it, but it just wasn't growing and building exactly in the way that it should. Like something was just off. And what was off was this other person. Like they weren't really trying to make it grow. They kept it, they wanted it the way they wanted it. So they would like halt it, and when they wanted it to do certain things, they would. It was almost like you know, your relationship was a house on fire and you're on one side like pouring water on it and they're on the other side pouring gasoline. You know what I mean? It's almost like two opposite agendas for the most part. And I think you're just really looking at it like just something's not lining up here. Yeah, exactly, like alignment too with the Lovers. Like something's not lining up here. Something's not quite right. In your past or your recent past, you have the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Swords. And you have the Hangman. So I think you or somebody else, I mean, maybe, okay, so some of you have already split up and are still processing all of this. And some of you have split up, then you try to make it work again, and in the future it like just happens again. Or some of you split up and like you meet somebody else. Like there's something you really need to see about yourself or your habit or like your beliefs in relationships. Because at some point you became more like single. You cut something away and had some shift in perspective. Either that or you sacrificed it and was just like, I could do bad on my own type thing. And so in your crowning position, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, you want to build a new type of beginning, whether it's something that actually grows, whether it's just focusing on your money. Let's see, tell me the Ace of Pentacles. Like what you're trying to figure out, like what direction, what direction do I want to go? But then you have the King of Cups. Now I'm trying to work here. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on a second. I think you're wanting to decide what beginning or direction you want to go, because obviously things ended with the King of Cups. There's something I'm missing. I'm not sure if some of you are trying to decide what way to go, or if in the past you cut this off. I'm almost getting kind of this hint. I don't know if this is going to apply for everybody, but somewhere along the way of you deciding what way you want to go, something about this person, you know, there's some hold they have over you. Let's see. I'm not sure how confident I feel about that, but I feel like there's a sucking back in going from the past to your crowning to the likely future. Time of the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, like I don't think you guys know in a healthy way where to put your energy, especially your sacral energy, like your fiery, passionate, sexual energy. And that might be one of your downfalls that keeps having you getting sucked back into this. Like, because this person may be a very like sexual or lower energy, meaning root chakra, sacral chakra type person, they may really satisfy you on a sexual level, but there's not much more. It can never evolve beyond that. So whether you're trying to figure out, like, how do I make this grow? Like, something's missing with this person. How do I make this grow with this person? Beyond just this, we have great chemistry, great sexual compatibility, whatever. How do I make it grow beyond that? Or you tend to be like, all right, I'm done with this. And then you try to like grow and your like creative juices start to stir and you don't really have a healthy outlet for that yet. And it almost seems like you may then revert back to this person or somebody like that. Also mixed with self-worth issues. But I kind of think that goes in with your passion. Like, I don't think you ever learned better ways to put forth, like, sexual energy is the same as creative energy. I don't think you ever learned like better ways to utilize those energies. And that might be why also you have the 10 of Wands, is like all these tries, you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, it's coming to the end though. But they're just like this person has overindulgence issues, like so do you. I think you're just showing it in different ways. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. But I think you're like, yeah, it's like you try to go back. Because it's like you're resting right now, like you're reassessing what to do about this relationship, or something's not quite right. Like the 7 of Pentacles is like, how do I make this work? Something's not quite right. What do I do? I have to shift to get what I want out of it, or to get more, or whatever. What do I have to do? Like subconsciously, this is what you're looking at. And it's like, I don't know if you thought of a new plan. Like here's you sitting here thinking of a new plan to like not make this energy anymore. But I don't think it works out well for you. In the likely future, you have the Knight of Wands and you have the Tower. Like their true energy underneath is like the Knight of Wands, hostilities. They have like not a great energy. One thing I do know about Leos, or at least I think I know about Leos, is when they really do see, like they'll try and they'll be there for you and all that stuff, but when they really see just at a core level that you're not a good person, or like you don't have their best interest at heart, or you might even try to like sabotage them, unless you really have a lot of stuff to work through, that's usually when they're done, or they call it quits. Tell me about this Knight of Wands and the Tower. So, 8 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Like this person, I don't know what you want. This person is really, as of right now, they're just about like sex and attention, and you know, they're stuck and they're holding back. What do you want? You're just anxious. You want to come out of anxiety. What do you want though? That's why you keep dealing with this person. You don't really know. It's like you think you know, but you don't know. You keep waiting on your ships to come in. You have this underneath anxious anxiety. This same thing this person probably does. They're just dealing with it in a different way. And you're like waiting on your ships to come in, meaning some opportunity, some person, some relationship, whatever, to just take that anxiety and those anxious thoughts away. Hopefully it's in the form of some love, something emotional, because emotionally you feel unsettled and you don't really know what you want. There might be a level of like cognitive dissonance. You know, I mean, here's like 7 of Cups, High Priestess. There has to be some level of cognitive dissonance here, because what does Leo think they want? Well, there's the Devil. I mean, obviously you want to be like tied to somebody. So what you think you want is the Devil, the 7 of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. So I may be wrong here. I might have to like look more into this, but I think, what does Leo want? What does Leo think they want? Yeah. I think what this is saying with you wanting the Devil, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles is, it's like if you're a girl, you do want a bad boy, but you want that bad boy to care about you, to not betray you, and to be reasonably stable in this world. You know, you don't want it to be too chaotic for yourself, but you want it to be chaotic enough to where it's fun, it's sexual, it's intense. Exactly like I was saying, it's an outlet for your creative passion. You want somebody to be your outlet to help you channel those energies within yourself, because if you don't, you sit in this energy. They make you anxious. I'm not saying you know this, I'm telling you this, because this is the only reason that you would want something like this. I mean, I'm not even sure, honestly, if you're like, no, I want a good girl, like, or a good guy, like, you might, or say if it's a guy, like, they might be like, they want to turn a hoe into a housewife type thing and think they can do it. Like, they want a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. But they don't always have to be a lady in the streets. You know what I mean? Just be loyal. Just be good to me. Be somewhat balanced. Don't be too chaotic. You got to be a nice balance of bad and loyal and good, and a nice balance of chaotic but balanced. You're looking for that nice little balance. First of all, if you have these energies unbalanced in yourself, which you do, you're not going to find that in somebody else. Secondly, you're asking somebody else to be responsible for your creative outlet, your sexual outlet, your fiery outlet. That is a very codependent energy, which is this what you say you want. It's a very codependent energy. And to be honest, it's actually not fair. It's not fair to ask that of somebody. I mean, I guess you could consciously ask them and be like, hey, here's our agreement. Do you agree? And they're like, yay or nay. But it's not really fair to do that. Not only to them, but especially not yourself. I mean, you're selling yourself out. So I don't know if you think it's easier. I'm just going to go off female. So if you're a male, apply this in the same way, but I can't keep doing both. It's too hard. Say if you're a female, I don't know if you're like, well, it might be easier to like take a bad guy, like bad boy, and like show them who I am, or have sex with them, or make them like me, or make them fall in love with me, or whatever, and get them to want to change enough to be slightly good, than it is to take a guy who's good and boring and may not like those certain parts of yourself and make them somewhat bad. I don't know if this is your way of thinking. This might be like one person I'm hitting on, but like some weird kind of thinking that you've done with yourself, where it's like it might be easier to make them somewhat a little bit more good than it is to take somebody who's good and make and I get it, honestly. I get the level of thinking. It's actually not true, though. It's going to backfire on you, and I think it already has. I think it's already affecting you, which is why you're sitting in the 10 of Wands. Because, for one, even if you found like a good guy who's boring, which isn't always the case, they do have guys who have nice balances of that. You know, for one, how do you know if you don't try? But once they get to more like trust you, like you in that intimacy grows, you guys can explore together. For 2, you have to ask yourself, like, what exactly do you like about you know, what do you like about that energy? What do you really want from it? Is it just sex? And then, you know, you're gonna have to do some shadow work here, because you're gonna have to figure out whether the sex is more important than anything else. Because I think you want at least some level of intimacy. And here's another thing too, like, you have to watch how somebody is, because, you know, you can't expect somebody to be a certain way in other areas of their life, or be kind of like mean or use people or whatever. Just apply any of this as necessary, leave the rest that it doesn't. And expect people to be different with you. For the most part in life, that doesn't really work. It's like you're almost like entitled to the degree that you think you should have special or certain treatment. It's like you're turning your head to the way maybe this person is, or what you do see, or the red flags, and thinking that either you deserve better and it doesn't matter if other people do, or that something about you will make this person not do that to you, whether it's because you're having sex with them, whether it's you should be likable enough for them not to want to do that to you. Like, why? They wouldn't want to ruin the connection. Of course they're not going to do this. No. Because for one, they know that you always keep coming back, that you have some dependency on them. For 2, I mean, you're looking to them for fun. You're looking to them for excitement. You don't even have an outlet for it yourself. So you're not going to be that exciting to them, and the only way you are is by giving them validation or bringing them like drama that just spices it up. It's not going to be that higher level. Your reassessment that you need to have going on here is actually not like how this says within this relationship. This should be within yourself. You need to reassess some things within yourself and see why your level of thinking is the way it is. And if you're sitting there putting yourself out there like, oh, because I'm having sex with this person, or oh, because I'm here for this person, or I give to this person, or I love this person, or I'm in a relationship with this person, or who would do that to me, blah, 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 and then it always keeps happening to you, that erodes your self-esteem. That erodes your confidence, which is then going to make this person even more not want to be around you or be with you, or they're just going to use you. And I mean, anybody who's sitting there like, oh, I want a guy who's a bad boy, but, you know, they're my bad boy and they're my loyal bad boy. Well, then really, what are you thinking of with bad boy? Like, you just want somebody who loves you. You just want someone who likes to have sex with you. Like, they enjoy being with you. Like, they're not a pushover. They can handle like, you want somebody who can handle your intensity. You want someone who can handle your passion. You want someone who can handle your fieriness. Basically, you're asking somebody, like, because this guy is already kind of bad, let's be real here for a second. No offense. Let's just be real, though. You're looking for somebody who is asking you not to change yourself, not to change your shortcomings, not to take responsibility for areas for you to work on. Because there's only so long that just always having sex to have fun, or always having sex to express your freedom, or never having to tame, you know, your wildness or your fieriness or whatever is going to work in life. So it's like, you could put the blame on this person. It's easy to put the blame on this person. Because if you were with somebody who was more balanced and not so much the bad guy, you would realize quickly, oh crap, I've got work to do. You have responsibilities. You would have things that you would want to have to do, but you may not want to have to do them. I don't know. You might be slightly entitled here. And you're like, well, maybe I could find somebody almost as bad as me. And this may be subconsciously happening, where it's like almost like they're as bad as me, but they're just loyal. Which, by the way, I want to let you know, somebody who's going through the energies that what I'm speaking of right now, if this kind of matches you, it would not work for you. Not only would it not work for this other person, but as soon as they were loyal, as soon as they were all this stuff, it would become boring. Even if you did have like good sex, it would become boring, and it would become boring to both of you. And the relationship would either fall apart, or if they didn't cheat, like you would. Or they would then become boring and you would go seek somebody like a bad boy again who wasn't loyal. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. It's the way it works out. But this is not going to work for you anymore. And I don't know if you realize that or if you're going to. But I don't know if there's some type of level of... What is going on over here with Leo's energies? I don't know if you have some type of awakening. There's some type of growth that you're having, though. Like some type of spiritual growth. And I think I don't know if what sparks it, but what might spark it is that you see some level of falseness or trickery or something that there was some illusion. Like, I think you wake up to the illusion. Yourself is Temperance, which we'll get to. And then the two cards, like, explaining it is you have Six of Wands and Balance, Temperance. There's some level of seeing yourself that's needing to be had. You know, Tower at the bottom of the deck. Death. Yeah, like, and then heart chakra under that. Yeah, like I was saying, like, there's some realization and transformation that you're having. And I don't know if it might be something of what this person is causing, whether it's from what you've seen in them or them leaving. You have Tower, Death, and heart chakra. But either way, of all of this is a blessing in disguise that is meant to happen to help you see things. Because like I said, in your likely future, I mean, you have the Knight of Wands and you have the Tower. Tell me about this. What goes on here? There's a lot of heart chakra stuff here. Like, my heart is just tight. And I don't know if it's me. I'm going to have to wait to see when I get done with this reading. But, like, I am hot and kind of sweaty. It could be me, though. But I don't know. But I do think you're going to have, like, a heart opening and maybe some type of awakening. Like, you just see things. I think you see that somebody was just manipulative and charismatic, and while you're sitting there waiting on things to grow and become more stable and loyal, like, that's not at all what they were looking for, like, to do whatever they needed to do and then, like, move forward. This might also come during like Scorpio season, or would it be the Scorpio new moon? Yeah. Right. Maybe the Scorpio new moon. Like just seeing things. Like you can't ignore it anymore. How you see yourself is temperance. So you could be healing. Trying to balance out. Yeah. Like, I think you're healing and trying to balance out within yourself. But you're, like, still waiting for a love offer. It's hard energy. In your environment, you have justice. You've got some major karma going on here. And this might really hurt to like a soul level. To either balance the scales or just something that was meant to be to help wake you up and help you see. I don't know if this is flip this as necessary, because when I first went into this reading, I thought it was you that was done with it. And maybe you were even. Maybe you were like, oh yeah, I'm done, but I'm waiting them to come back. But just apply it as necessary. There could be a divorce happening here. Truths being told or seen. Or there's just a major like karma. Tell me about the justice. Yeah, like it's gonna hurt. Whatever's being dealt is going to hurt. Boundaries, someone's being cut away, reevaluating. It's just the ending of this. And I don't know. And that's really possibly gonna suck too. Like if you hung on and you hung on and you hung on and you hung on and you just like sold your soul out to just stay in this situation, and then they end up finalizing it and you not getting what you wanted, like all that investment for no reason, that's going to hurt more than anything, because it erodes your confidence and you like sold your soul out and didn't even get what you wanted. And plus, really, I mean, anytime you invest more than the other person, it always hurts more. Like never invest more than what somebody else is investing. It hurts more because of that. And that's okay. I really get this vibe. Like this justice card, I don't always pop to right away. But with this one, I'm really getting like karmic lesson, like soul lesson. And it's going to hurt. But it's going to help level you up. It's going to help awaken you. You're going to have like a heart chakra opening. Like you're straight up going into more of a spiritual vibe. And maybe you need to, because it like hurts that bad, or it's where it takes you. Like it just goes hard up. How your environment sees you is 8 of Pentacles reversed. So they could see you as not working on it anymore. Or I could just see you as not giving up on this cycle. Yeah, I was gonna say confused. Like, it's like almost like this guy is like mindfully working on these things. It's like you're like working and working and you're like in robotic mode. Like you're not even paying attention. You have the moon. Clarifying 8 of Pentacles reverse is you have the moon and you have the 7 of Cups. You're having some major karmic lesson going on around you. Either you're doing it or it's around you. So flip-flop it as necessary. But you are just confused. Like you are not paying attention. and you're about to be served. That's another thing with this justice. Like, you're about to be served. Yeah. Served. Your hopes, Queen of Cups. So I'm glad I ended up just channeling with this because I would have had this completely flip-flopped. Your hopes is you want to be or stay the missus to the King of Cups, I think. I think you want to keep doing what you're doing. I mean, ideally you want it to be going better and be building like the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups, but you want to stay focused on what you're staying focused on. In your fears, you have the 7 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. Like, you fear deception, you fear, you know, that this ending or that you didn't see something. Why? I mean, I wonder why you feel that though. I mean, I can't imagine that you wouldn't have already experienced that. Like, maybe you fear seeing your own illusion or self-deception. Like, almost like I think you fear deception in a way that it can't be ignored anymore. Like, it's right in front of your face. It's weird because I really thought you guys were more on the other end of this, but it's flip-flopping. But I guess it's the outcome of what's around you. You're just blindlessly working. And this person, this King of Cups energy, there's so much going on underneath about them that you don't know. Like, I don't think you really even know who they are, or you may even know who they are. You're just not willing to accept who they are. And there's this level of lying to yourself and illusion that's been going on. And I think you're about to, like, literally be served in a way that I don't think you're going to be able to ignore it. Your likely outcome is you have the High Priestess and you have the 9 of Wands. So, I mean, you're going to be okay. You're still going to be moving forward, but it's definitely going to wound you. Like, you're going to find out, like, stuff and secrets. Like, you're not going to be able to not see anymore. You may even put a wall up to it. Tell me about the High Priestess. Yeah, that, like, it needs to end. Like, you either need to move on or they're moving on. And that maybe even while you're sitting here trying to think and plan out a new beginning, like a better beginning with this King of Cups, who his energy is actually the Knight of Wands, maybe even Knight of Swords. While you're trying to plan that out with this person, I think they're planning on a new beginning elsewhere. Like, not with you. Yeah. Yep. I hope you don't keep trying I hope you give up. I hope whoever's supposed to see this message sees it, and I hope you give up. Because for one, that's your best chance anyways of being with this person if you really wanted to. But there are so many fear-based things going on inside of you. Like, you have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. You have fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. You have relationships. I am attracted to those who serve my higher purpose. Good. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Like, you have such a fear of failure of relationships and so much regret. Like, it's like you do not want this to fail, especially not with how much work you probably put into this. Because probably at this point, like I said, I mean, I don't know if you realize it, but at this point, there's a level of subconscious, you know, knowingness to where you're like, you've already been through all this. You've already, like, pretty much, you haven't really sold your soul out, but that's the way it pretty much feels. And it sucks, you know, to walk away from all of that. I'm not missing any cards. It really sucks to be in that spot where you just get left behind. I mean, after all that of what somebody puts you through. And I'm just telling you, when you are the one who overgives and overputs and over all that stuff, it really sucks when it doesn't work out and you get left behind. I mean, my best advice I can tell you, don't even think about the future on this. Just stop what you're doing and just start taking care of yourself. Just start doing you and start putting yourself back together. If whoever this is for is right on this. Because your energy where you are now is you have frog. So you may be going through some type of cleansing. This is a water energy. So I don't know if you're also having a lot going on and you're not just not saying anything. Or if you're just all sucked into their energy. Like the water energy. But usually it's a very cleansing card and transformative, but right now I'm seeing it as like these are dark raindrops going on this frog. So there is a level, you need to fast from this person, really from anybody right now. There are so many things about yourself that you do not see. But there is a level of negativity here that is dropping onto you that you're not even seeing. Like you don't even know how it's impacting you. And you just keep taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it. And like not seeing it. It's just darkness. It's negativity. It's not good. It's weighing you down. And the energy that came up as guidance for what you should do or take on is bear. Because, you know, start like come out of hibernation. Wake up. You know, start to have more power and take care of yourself. There's also this, is it a sun? I don't know, like sun here, like illumination, like see, connect, like crown chakra. Wake up. You know, like both these are very crown chakra type energy, like third eye crown, maybe even expressive, like throat, like it doesn't matter. Like you need to take back your power. Wake up. Align back, like see things for the way they really are. And have this be this source of strength. You know, I know you guys could be really loving too, but I think in this situation around this person, I don't think it's good for you anymore to be in your loving, heartfelt energy. I think this is a time to go into your protective type energy. Because, you know, this is more the energy of the type of person you're dealing with. Hyena, like, they're a trickster, illusionary, darker energy. I mean, you have the moon here, the full moon. It's all about illusions and confusion, and it's what they want. It's like, this is a full-on predator vibe. I don't think you realize who you're dealing with or what their intentions are. What is this other person's intentions? They go after what they want. They're only focused on themselves. That's one reason why you fit into the puzzle and why they probably kept you around for a little while, was because you focused on them too. I'm wondering whether they focused on you though, but they're about to they're about to go off on their own. Why are they about to go off on their own? I don't know if you guys have been fighting. I don't think this is what they want anymore. They're about to be going through some type of change. And there is just a lot of regrets or remorse. There may be even somebody else that they want, or they just want to focus on themselves right now. They're burdened as well. And there's just honestly a lot of like toxic and anxious energy within them too. Or they're feeling it within you. It doesn't matter. Like, they don't want this anymore. Like, they might either speak it to you, or they've realized it, or like, I think they just want something that's less burdensome, less restrictive. Maybe it doesn't require as much out of them even. Like, I think they just want to focus on themselves, and they want to get themselves more stable. So you might literally have an awakening from this, but this person might be the chaotic energy around you that's causing it, and they might be the one who's speaking up. Like, this might have been an old stagnant energy just cycling between you two for a while and a while and a while, and they're the one who's going to come in and say something and put an end to it. So I don't know if they necessarily have a bad energy per se. Probably. I mean, they probably were like the bad boy, you know what I mean? But either they want to evolve in some way, or they want to be free to do this on their own, or there's some type of evolution they need to have. Why do they want free? So some of you, it could be to manipulate you, and some of you, it's just this cycle's just not ending. Yeah, they want to end the cycle. Like, so I mean, there is probably a small number of you that they want to hurt you, and or this cycle is just not ending. It just keeps staying. It's like the World and the Queen of Wands reversed, the Devil. It just keeps staying. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Like, more heartache, more confusing, more reassessing, like more not knowing what path to go. And I think they're willing to just go on the path alone. I think they're willing to go on another path to see, like, just where it takes them. Like, it's almost like this vibe, like anything's got to be better than this. or there's just something they're missing and they know they're not getting the answer here. They're not getting the answer. Even if the problem is them, which is not just them. Even if the problem is just them, like they're not going to figure it out with you around. You're both missing something here. You both have this underneath energy that is just lacking and imbalanced and anxious and feeding off each other, but in a codependent, toxic way. I wish this was a better reading. I thought it was, and maybe it could still be, so apply as necessary, but I thought it was going to be you that was going to be the one who was ending or rejecting this. But I think you in some ways want to, but I think you didn't have the courage, or you were in too much fear of like how you have failure, fear, relationships, and regret. Like maybe there's even things you regret that you think caused this relationship to be this way. So you try to work that much harder to make it better. Like maybe you know your part in it. But I think you have a fear of the failure of this relationship. And you think it'll be like regretful if it ends. When really what you don't see is that it'll actually be a blessing in disguise for you. It'll actually raise you up. It'll actually enlighten you. I mean, yeah, there's going to be sucky periods of it, and I think this person knows that too, but I think they're willing to go through it. I think you're in more fear than they are. You have to be stronger about it. Maybe even have kids like mama bear, like you need to be like a little more mindful of your kids. But either way, you need to wake up. This other person wants to wake up too, but they know they can't do it with you in their lives. Like you're hindering them too. But they're more awake than you are. Or maybe they're just more willing. Maybe they're just willing to go through it because they know that they cannot evolve in this situation. It's just stuck. It's a stalemate. There is no evolving. You have to get out of it to evolve. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of gonads, really. You have Joker as wild. And this is really about, like, you know, the universe is working in your favor on this. Like, this is your wild card. You didn't do something wrong. The universe isn't laughing at you. They're laughing with you. Like, this is your wild card. This is your get out of jail free card. Like, you're seeing it to your detriment and you don't even realize that this is what's going to skyrocket you in a healthier way, a happier way, a more enlightened way. It's like your energy is like victory, imagine, blessed, like your world will expand. I don't know what this other person's going to do with it, but I know I have a lot of the same stuff going on with me right now as I did in the Scorpio reading, so you might really be dealing with a Scorpio. Or this might just be during the Scorpio time frame, but anything can happen right now. Don't look at it as to your demise or that something bad is happening. Like, this is happening for you. Like, this is literally your wild card. But you have to embrace it. I think this person can't take it anymore. And it might really suck for you. Like, that might literally, like, kind of hinder your confidence in the fact that, you know, they were the one causing a lot of stuff. Like, you can't take it. Like, you can't. But they can't. And I think they're going to be the one to lay it down. But please don't see it as a failure for yourself or think it's a bad thing. Like, this is a blessing in disguise, and it's going to end up being a good thing for you. Like, regardless, whatever happens, you can't stay in this situation anymore with the way it is. So let's see. These two decks. Anything you want to say? Why do my cards in this reading keep flying all over the place? See only love, ask for help from others. Communicate clearly. Let go, there's something better. The situation will improve. So, I mean, yes, you need to let go. It will improve. It will get better. It's going to suck a little bit at first, but just go with it and trust the process. Anything you want to say? Yeah, exactly. Crown chakra. Like I was saying, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in to answer your prayers. I think you're going to have some type of either for sure, heart awakening. Throat chakra. Yep. Third eye. Exactly. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. You already had the heart somewhere else. Laughter is the best medicine. Children. Yeah, so some of you might actually have children. Like I said, mama bear. You got to be stronger about this. You got to wake up. Do things and be around people that make you laugh. I mean, embrace the other stuff too, but you will end up happier. You will see things more clearly. You are not seeing things clearly right now. You may want to fast and cleanse your environment. Yeah, clear yourself, goddess, power animal. Because you have organic foods. Thank you, dear Archangel Raphael. Thank you for supporting my desire to consume and use organic. But you may want to fast, like getting out things that are toxic. Like, this situation for you is toxic. You're not seeing things clearly. And when you can clear this situation from you, you will. And you'll feel, oh, power animal decided to come back out. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with the situation. So you might either have some connection with frog and bear. If not, you may want to do a meditation on power animal. But clear energies out, whether it's fasting, people, food, music, electronic devices, whatever. I'm going to stop because I feel like this is most of what wanted to come out. You are going to have some type of awakening. This is going to be removed from your life, probably forever, or I mean, if you have kids, you know what I mean. Don't think about the future. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to go there on whether if they change, you change, blah, blah, blah. But you are going to have like an awakening. You're going to have a heart chakra opening, just going through. The universe is on your side, even if it seems like they're not. They are helping you out. This was meant to be. This is a blessing in disguise. But you have to get it away from you. To be able to see properly. Like, you're not seeing properly. I think that's it. I'm just going to be dragging on. So I love you guys. If you need help with this, or like help with your perception or blocks, or how to navigate these energies, or to see if this applies to you or anything like that, please check out my service information in the description box below. Also, after next month, adding my shamanic services to my service list. but also for donations, like to give and receive energy, like to give and take, equal give and take, or if this video has helped you at all or anything like that. PayPal information is in the description box below, emails description box below, service description box below. I love you guys. Like, keep your head up. Remember, this is happening for you and not to you. So if you need help, let me know. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything, and I'll be seeing and talking to you soon.